Nintendo's decision to charge $10 for the Switch 2 Welcome Tour sparked immediate backlash, and honestly, I get it. A lot of people assumed this would be a free pack-in, and the title doesn't help. But once I sat down and played through the entire experience, I found something unique. Something that's more than just a glorified tech demo. It's part interactive museum, part minigame collection, and part deep dive into Nintendo's research and development department. And yes, it's also full of dad jokes too. Let's jump into the presentation side of this tour, and like any good tour, you'll want to look around. The Switch 2 Welcome Tour doesn't have a storyline, but it does have a clear theme. It's like stepping into Nintendo's own version of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. You're guided through 12 unique environments that represent the Switch 2 hardware inside and out. From Joy-Con interiors, to the dock, to the Joy-Con strap, the Pro Controller, even the SoC chip and the air vents. All of it's represented here. The visual style is clean and playful, and there's a surprising amount of charm packed into what could have easily been a dry info dump. You'll collect 150 stamps, read through detailed insights, and complete 33 quizzes that feel like mini exhibits you'd find in a gaming museum. And of course, the audio is classic Nintendo, crisp, fun, and full of personality. Even the in-game Nintendo raps deliver a steady stream of dad jokes, so you know that I was all in on that. Next up, let's talk about the gameplay, because this isn't just a static tour, it's fully interactive. The core gameplay is part exploration, part minigame mayhem, and the variety is wild. From scraping stains with HD Rumble 2, to guiding UFOs through gauntlets of falling spiked balls, it constantly surprises. Mouse mode with the Joy-Cons is used in clever ways, like steering cars on two wheels, balancing speed and angle, or controlling two UFOs at the same time in what becomes a serious test of coordination. You've got frame rate guessing games, golf speedruns, precision maze challenges, and even a kickstand angle challenge that somehow works and is genuinely fun. And again, only Nintendo could make a game out of the Switch 2 kickstand. Many of the mini games have multiple levels and challenges that scale, offering more depth than I expected. Controls feel responsive and make full use of Switch 2's enhanced capabilities, giving each task a tactile sense of feedback that keeps it engaging with the HD Rumble 2. And so many of these games use the mouse Joy-Con mode that if I were a game developer, I would seriously have so many ideas after playing this. Now let's open the door to what this game really shows off, because this is a showcase for the Switch 2's hardware DNA. The game is loaded with 14 tech demos that highlight key Switch 2 features like super resolution, the HDR, 3D audio, and even dual HD Rumble 2 with sound. And that's right, the HD Rumble 2 actually makes sound. One standout is the HD Rumble 2 Saw, which uses mouse mode to let you simulate sawing. It's way cooler than it sounds, and I can totally see it being used in sim games down the road. The farming simulators, I could see Power Wash Simulator doing something similar. Beyond that though, it demonstrates things like the ability to download games while playing others, thanks to the faster UFS storage, and touches on how Nintendo's innovations go back decades, longer than you probably think. For example, you'll learn how the Joy-Con steering wheel accessory has roots in the 1970s with Racing 112, and even a tabletop game from 1966 that Nintendo made. Nintendo didn't just invent new tech for the Switch 2, they evolved it over time, and this game explains why every piece is the way it is. And if there's one thing that I've always appreciated, and in my 20 years of management, something that I always strove to do, it's explain the whys. Don't just tell someone to do something, explain the why behind it. Why do we do this? Why do we do it this way? That's how information sticks for people, and I really appreciate that Nintendo did something like this in a video game, because honestly, I didn't expect them to explain all the whys. It comes across to me as though some of that should be almost proprietary, in that, you know, you don't want to share your secrets, right? And sure enough, they did though in this game, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's almost like someone took Nintendo's internal hardware PowerPoint and turned it into a playable experience with every feature made fun and interactive. Let's slow things down and talk about how well this game holds your attention over time. The pacing is strong for a $10 download. You've got 20 mini games, each with multiple levels for a total of 51 stages. Some of these are easy and playful, others are genuinely challenging, like the UFO game's Nightmare mode that you can't unlock until you have 99 gold medals, which had me rethinking how to control dual Joy-Cons just to earn the medals. There are also 167 medals in total. I earned 100 of them and I felt like that was a lot, but there's 67 more. I didn't feel the need to chase every last one, but I do respect the grind if you're someone who wants to go all in on the medals. Between stamps, demos, insights, and quizzes, there's plenty here for both short burst and deeper sessions. So who's this game actually for? Let's break it down. If you're a Nintendo history buff, a tech nerd, or someone who grew up tearing apart gadgets just to see how they worked, this game is totally for you. It's not meant to be the next big blockbuster. It's not meant to be the next Wii Sports. It's really meant to educate, entertain, and spark curiosity about the tech under the hood. It's part museum exhibit, part minigame sampler, and part interactive textbook, and I mean that in the best way possible. So if you're the kind of player who values learning the why behind design decisions, this one's really gonna hit home, and I will tell you, if you play the whole thing, there's gonna be a lot of things that genuinely surprise you. Now let's get into the most important part, the whole reason why we play video games. Was it actually fun to play? And honestly, I had a great time with it. Between the weird challenges, the dad joke humor, the clever tech reveals, and the mini games that made me go, wait, that actually works. It kept me smiling. The game invites experimentation and rewards creativity. And once you've finished the main content, you've still got medals, quizzes, and tech demos to revisit if you want to master everything. It's not a game that you'll play forever, but for $10, it absolutely delivers a fresh and rewarding experience, especially if you're wired like me and love the behind-the-scenes stuff. Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. What does this game say about Nintendo, and where does it fit in their legacy? I would say that this isn't just a quirky launch title, it's more of a statement. It shows that Nintendo still cares deeply about hardware innovation, not just software. It reminds me a bit of what Labo tried to be, but with tighter focus and stronger execution. It also shows a rare willingness to open up and explain their thought process, a peek behind the curtain that we rarely get. I don't think people will talk about this game in 10 years the way they talk about Wii Sports, but for Switch 2 launch month, it's a meaningful and surprising addition to the lineup. Alright guys, let's bring this back full circle, because we started this review talking about a little bit of controversy, and we're ending it there too. Should this have been free? Maybe. Probably. A lot of people think so, and I totally understand why. Switch 2 Welcome Tour sounds like a pack-in title, and it set expectations that were never going to be met at a $10 price point. However, once we set the pricing debate aside and focus on the actual experience, which again is why we play video games, I had a great time. It's quirky, it's informative, It's got heart and humor, and it reminded me of just how far gaming tech has come since the NES days. I've been gaming since Gen 1, so this is really cool for me. For anyone who loves game development, console history, or just wants to see what Nintendo's cooking under the hood, I absolutely recommend it. For me, this was $10 well spent, and if you're into this kind of content, stick around. We've got more Switch 2 impressions and reviews on the way, including Chronicles of the Wolf, a Castlevania-inspired game launching June 19th, and Ruffy and the Riverside, a colorful platformer in the spirit of Banjo-Kazooie that I covered on this channel earlier this year. That's arriving on June 26th. I've had early access to both, and I'll be breaking them down right here on the channel before the games actually release. Also, be sure to check out the Nintenbyte podcast, which I co-host with Nintendo Prime, Eric Moore, and Gamebird Classic every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We cover everything Nintendo, including hot topics like the Welcome Tour debate, pricing, rumors, new games, and you can find it right here on the channel in the podcast tab or playlist section. If you enjoyed this review, please help a brother out and hit that like button. Share your thoughts down in the comments section below, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And as always, remember, you're never too old to play video games.
Come on, Mario. Come on, Mario, jump! Don't give up.
Want to grow? The calcium in milk helps bones grow.
Okie dokie.